People often say that Kairi doesn't have a personality, but I think that you can actually see it in most of the stuff that we have seen with her. And in my opinion, I actually think she has more of a personality than some of the other characters we've seen. But she's pretty peppy and optimistic. She can be a bit lazy. Riku says as much at the start of KH1 that she's just as lazy as Sora, and perhaps this is why her training goes the way it does in KH3 and why she isn't maybe as strong as she could have been, because she spends her time eating ice cream with Axel and talking about Roxas and Naminé with him, that sort of thing, instead of training. She's definitely sassy. We see this when she calls Sora a lazy bum at the start of KH1 and slaps him upside the head and doesn't believe him at all about the stuff he's telling her about his dream. And I think she actually calls him a lazy bum twice in KH1, because I think it's Kairi who says that, not Yuffie. I think it's Kairi in Sora's heart talking to him in that scene, because Yuffie wouldn't call him that. And I think that's why Sora wakes up thinking that Kairi is Yuffie, because Kairi had been talking to him while he was sleeping. And then in text bubble scenes and stuff, she says that Sora's completely hopeless if he wasn't listening to her and stuff. And she rolls her eyes when Riku is going on and on about the different worlds. Sora does the same thing. She also is rolling her eyes when Sora is explaining the dream he had to her at the start of the game. In KH2, she says that Sora is completely hopeless without her and Riku, says that Axel is acting very friendly, and has lines like, "So you and Riku were off adventuring while I was at home living a normal life? Why do I always get left out? You'll have to tell me about it later. And I'm tired of staying behind, so don't tell me to wait. From now on, wherever one of us goes, the other follows. Got it?" And in KH3, she pokes fun at Axel's catchphrase and says that he always wears the same thing. And when she rescues Sora in that game, she goes, "I told you, Sora. You're safe with me." It's an "I told you so" moment. And then in Kingdom Hearts 1, Sora thinks that Kairi wouldn't believe him about him being able to fly Neverland. So yeah, Kairi is definitely quite a deal sassy, especially towards enemies, but sometimes towards her friends too. But she's also so loving, and she's definitely artistic. She draws, makes crafts, and writes. And while she's pretty girly now, she still has a bit of a tomboy side to her that we can see with how she doesn't decorate her school bag like Selphie does, and how she has her sleeves rolled up. Even the Ultimania points this out, and how she wears tennis shoes in KH2 and boots in KH3, and she doesn't even lace her tennis shoes right in KH2, and how she wants to still be a fighter in KH2 and KH3. She's romantic, very much aware of things, and longs for a sense of home that she can always return to after the trauma of her past. She can be quite introspective and wants to write out her feelings when she's maybe uncertain or insecure about something. We see this when she's remembering the boy she can't remember in KH2, and when she's worried that she might forget Sora again in KH3, so writes those letters to him, but that are mainly for herself. She arguably can also be seen to have a bit of depression. She could also be a bit of a show-off, like with her hair flip in KH2. For negative things about her, she definitely has low self-esteem and doesn't give herself enough credit at all. So yeah, I definitely think we can glean a lot about Kairi, guys, and she for sure has a personality. And it's a beautiful one at that. It's one of my favorite personalities that I've ever seen in anything ever, if I'm being honest. That has so much potential. More just needs to be done with it, and we need to see more of it.